Hello, and welcome back to the Love Your Life series. Today we're going to be talking about letting go of the baggage, which is part 4 of the series. If you are just joining me on YouTube and you have not yet signed up for this series, you can still do so by heading to carol.coach, this link below, and you can sign up to gain access to the 6 parts of the series, which will include a mini workshop that you do at your own pace, which is within a blog post, as well as videos to sort of tie everything up that we've been talking about throughout each topic. This is free. This is complete access to you that you can have for as long as you need it. And I promise I won't spam you with too much email, but it's really good information. And again, some of the biggest topics that I talk about with my clients and in my virtual workshops as well. And I know that it will become really good use to you. So make sure to sign up if you have not yet signed up for this series. All right, so let's get into it. Today we're talking about letting go of the baggage. And specifically, we're talking about letting go of our limiting beliefs and the self-talk that we often have that, constantly plays through our minds. And more specifically, we're going to be talking about the negative self-talk. And so often what we do is that we have this narrative that we keep telling ourselves about why we can't do something or why, we shouldn't do something. And that often is rooted in the beliefs that we've carried with us from our very youngest age. So the beliefs, the experiences, the values we've been taught, they transform and they shape us. And that's an incredible thing because it helps us to grow into the person that we are today. But also what comes with that is the negative beliefs and the negative thought patterns that we develop. We may have had a traumatic experience as a young person or even in more recent years that has damaged your self-esteem and your confidence in who you are. And that stays with us. It's like every time something negative happens or something that impacts us in a way that doesn't help us really grow, it's like putting a brick into this big sack that you just keep carrying with you throughout your life. And as you're walking and pulling, that sack is heavy and it's full of things that maybe we need to shed a light on to help us to identify what it is and change the narrative. These experiences that we go through in life are embedded into our self-conscious awareness about who we are and the things that we think that we're capable of doing or not doing. And so often that holds us back from really pursuing a goal, pursuing a belief that that there's something innate in us that we know we're destined to do, but it's our fear, insecurities, and self-doubt that cause us to stop and not take any action. So how do we let go of the baggage? How do we let go of what's literally tethering us to a past that we have the power to change? Well, self-awareness is the first thing. Becoming aware of the thought patterns, not in a judgmental or a self-critical way. Just because something happened to you and you have developed a belief doesn't mean that it's your fault. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. All you're doing is bringing awareness to yourself, awareness of what those thought patterns are, awareness of the language that you're using about yourself, just becoming more cognizant of the fact that maybe the language and how you're speaking to yourself about yourself may be a spot that you need to work on, maybe something that you need to flip and turn that into something that's fueling and positive and life-giving. So becoming aware of that. And journaling is a really great tool to use to help you bring awareness to that. Again, it's not a place to become critical and have self-judgment, but it's just a place for you to recognize and start to see what the patterns are. What is the patterns that you're starting to recognize as being something that is not life-giving, but something that you need to change. And once you've identified what that is, then it's starting to flip the narrative and to start to change the narrative to yourself. Again, imagine that you're talking to your best friend, someone who is going through a bit of turmoil, and, they want to pursue a specific goal in their life, or they want to reach a dream or change something about themselves that they know will improve their lives. But you keep hearing words like, I can't do it because, I've never been very good at this, so I won't even try. No one's gonna want to support that. What if I look stupid? There are so many things that we tell ourselves on a regular basis that literally hold us back. So imagine you're having this conversation with your best friend, someone you cherish and you love. What would you say to that person? You would want to encourage them. You would want to show them that, no, that's not true. This is who you are, and these are the great attributes that you bring, and this is why I know you can do this. Well, you are your own best friend. And so being aware of how you're speaking to yourself is so important in letting go of the baggage. So be kind to yourself and recognize that, we're first of all, our own hardest critics. We are so hard on ourselves, and I am the first one to admit that. But when you start to see, the language that you're using about yourself as you're sort of writing through your journal, you can recognize those sore spots and start to change the narrative, change the language. Bring yourself affirming words, positive words, things that are really true and honest. Because all of these insecurities, all of these beliefs that hold us down, all of the experiences that have caused us to step back from the person that we truly desire to be, is all rooted in fear. And fear is something that we learn. Again, it's subconscious. It gets built into our DNA almost. Our subconscious is the driving force behind everything that we do. But you have the power to change that. You have the power to bring life-affirming words that are actually going to bring you joy and peace, and recognize that all of your potential is being held back by that sack of bricks that you're carrying around with you. But one by one, you can take a brick and get rid of it and lighten the load. Let go of the baggage. Let go of what no longer serves you. And being aware of it, recognizing what it is, and actively pursuing changing the narrative will change a lot of things for you. It will boost your confidence. It will help you realize that you are meant to be the greatest person that you can imagine yourself to be. But when you're tethered and held back by the words that are making you feel small, you're never going to be able to flourish into the person you are. But I believe that you can. I am living proof of that. I used to personally have limiting beliefs that have held me back, but every day I made a conscious effort to work through them, to speak truth into my life, to imagine what it is that I can do, even though I didn't have a clue as to how to do it. And you can do it too. Finding someone who can speak life-affirming words into you and really help you through your journey is a really important aspect if you just don't feel like you could do it alone. So I encourage you, find a mentor, reach out to a coach, reach out to me if you're looking for a little bit more information, what that means. And it's hard to make sense of what we want to do with ourselves and how, we know the right things to do, but we just don't know how to do it. It's hard to implement. It's hard to get started because changing beliefs, changing thought patterns is something that is not an easy task, but it's definitely very doable, and it could literally change your life. So reach out if you want to talk a little bit more, talk to a very close friend, someone who can really help you through your journey, a mentor, someone who has walked the walk ahead of you and who knows that you have the potential to do this and lighten your load and finally let go of the baggage that holds you back. I hope that you have been enjoying this part of the series. Of course, there's going to be two more parts coming out. If you have not yet signed up to have full access to all of the blogs, which are like mini workshops that you work through at your own pace, then I encourage you to do so by signing up here. And again, I would love to hear from you, or if you want to know more about who I am and what I can, the types of services that I offer, please head over to my website, which you can find right here. And I'd be so happy to talk to you. I hope you have an amazing day. And remember, brick by brick, lighten your load and get to that destination of who you desire to be even faster. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.